Yes, 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 yes. We have grabbed a cup of coffee. It is our fourth game on the bounce today. It is on Polypoid, a PvZ between an Offracing Light, who is playing as Protoss, and he is playing against Absolute. So this is a ladder game from 2023. In my slow dip back into Broodwar, I am just clearing out the last few games I had in the locker back then, a couple of years ago when I was still active casting. And yeah, I'm just working through this pack until I figure out exactly what it is that I want to do going forward. So I've mentioned it a few times. I feel like the Broodwar niche is totally saturated with Korean professional casts. CNSC is doing, KCM and stuff like that. Protoss is doing pretty much flash games and whatever he can get his, get access to, but it's pretty much showcasing builds and stuff done by pro players. I think Falcon does the same. I don't know if Falcon is still active. I definitely don't see any of his games, and as a viewer who's trying to learn Starcraft, he's definitely not the caster to be watching anyway. And then you've got Namcraft, who's just kind of loud and goofy, but also quite enjoyable. But he's casting, the competitive scene as well. So I think with Seawall being what it is, there's, games that you can get regged by MMR, you can get it by duration. So there's definitely, you can look at cheese compilations, you can look at a whole heap of other things. So there is certainly an opportunity to do something different. And depending on who the audience is for casted content, because honestly, I haven't really ever figured that out, that will kind of dictate, in my opinion, what content to make. Because if you're making content for learning players, right, pros only, I think watching the pros is entertaining, but watching lower level games is good for learning, and it's also potentially quite entertaining. So I'd be very curious to get some feedback as to what it is that you think is missing on the Broodwar scene from a casting and content creation point of view. I mean, there's plenty of guides, there's plenty of other stuff. These two cannons are going to be up just in time. So these sixlings are going to do 2/5 of absolutely nothing. So it was six, I think it was an overpull into sixlings, countered by good scouting. He's got his nexus up, he's got his two cannons up, he's got his gateway up, and now he's attacking his gateway. And I think this is a weird thing if you don't know the game. It's to basically block this position up. If you have them in attack command, they won't move. If you just have, you can't unfortunately put probes on hold position. It is a strange nuance of the wonderful game of Broodwar. But if you put them on attack, then they will not move, and therefore this area is considered walled off or totally plugged in until he can make a zealot, which will be a while. So he'll probably have it on attack for a while. Does decide to sack two lings for nothing. He's made a lot of lings here for no value at all as Absolute. So in terms of econ, this has been a terrible game, but he will try and make it up by going pretty much back to back with his two hatcheries, and he'll start his tech tree shortly. Having a nice sip of coffee while I am watching this game. So what do you think of Light? Many say that he is one of the better Terrans who have ever played the game. My views on him as a Protoss player, actually very solid. He invented the Light Fast Arbiter guide, which is a PvT build guide, and his guide is widely used by many learning players. The Arbiter build is not nearly as popular as Reavers and Speed Shuttles and Storm, and obviously the meta in PvT has changed, but for a while Arbiter was pretty popular, pretty much dominating the lower level PvTs. And so Light did create a guide for that, and I think it's on Jinjin's channel, and it's very good. It's very useful. Okay, so this game actually started with a little bit of a flourish and now has changed. This is going to be a spire. Okay, so we are going to go into Spire to block the impending Corsairs, which are about to show up. This Spire is going to be very late. Well, his Spire is when it's going to arrive when it's going to arrive, right? It's the... Oh, wow. He broke in here. That is very surprising. Going to get 2 drones. It's very annoying. Light does build a cannon. That was a bit sloppy, I must say. So the Corsair's on the way. Citadel as well. Gonna get another probe. That's 5 probes he's got from this run by. 6 probes he's got from this run by. That is really, really good damage from Absolute. I think any economic disadvantage he had all but disappeared by the fact that he killed 7 probes with a Ling run by. That is just... Oh, man. If you are light and if you're a Protoss fan, that is a shocker. On the flip side, though, as I mentioned, with the Spire starting when it did, these Corsairs are going to be unopposed for a little while. Did he get a Scourge building? Oh, no, he didn't. I was going to say, did he get a Scourge building before that Overlord died? He did not. That's a bit unlucky. Did get a Scourge now. So this is going to be the 3rd Overlord that goes down. A couple of more Lings here as well, just to probably scout any Zealots. 3rd Corsair on the way, so it's going to need a fair amount of Scourge. Corsairs are going home for the time being. Going to find another Overlord on this flight path. Wow, that's the 4th. So unrelenting pressure here from Light is sending some Zealots in here. This Zealot should be microed. He's fighting a Hydra Den, which is pointless. He could be killing drones. This Zealot has successfully gone and killed 2 drones. These Lings are now come back home to deal with the Zealots. Let's see how many more kills these Zealots can get. Let's see if we can get some decent micro going here. Gets around the back. Corsairs have gone home. Zealots have been tidied up. Meanwhile, in the 3rd, he's sending some more Zealots that have speed. A couple of Hydras have popped out here to deal with this. Not enough, though, I don't think. It does send reinforcements, so this will also be tidied up. Good harassment play from Light, though. Definitely slowing down the progress of our Zerg. He had to recover after he lost 7 probes from that run by. That was, oh, very, very painful. Nice cannon placement here. Doesn't have one here for mutas or anything like that, but might change that. Adding one here. I think he's got a sense that Hydras are potentially inbound and wants to just safen up before he moves out. Which he's going to do again. If I had to hazard a prediction, I was going to say he might go and pressure this 3rd base. But it looks like he wants to scout with his Corsairs first, see what's happening here. So we will look and see. A little bit of a convergence. They may actually run past each other here. There you go. Let's get one. I don't think pressuring here makes much sense. There's no sunkens or anything, but he can use the building placements to his advantage. So this looks like a little Zealot Corsair push-out. Now this is going to be painful for Zerg because the Hydras have to fight both the Corsairs and the Zealots. Nice micro from Light, making sure that the Zealots attack a bit further back and decides to pull away and not sack them. Is he going to go here? He sure is. And I think he's going to pull away when he sees the number of Hydras. Yeah, he does. Very high level play there to have this micro to assess the fight, go, nope, I don't have the units, and pull away. DT in the house just swipes that little link and it's going to go have a look-y-loo at what's happening. Fun game so far. Definitely a fun game so far. I like those spotterlings. Uh-oh. So that's big out of dodge. Way too many hydras here. Does run away. Oh, Scourge running back to the safety. Templars are in the game. Storms are incoming. Third base incoming. Storm already here. Storm already there. It's not researched yet. It's on its way. That's so funny when that happens. You have the archives, you even have the Templars, but you forget to get Storm. So Light, who doesn't play Protoss every day, can still make mistakes like that. He is human. This is going to be fun. A little drop here. One, two, three, four. Not bad. Overlord's coming in. Let's mop this up pretty quick. Where are you going? Can you find him eventually? Goodbye, mighty Dark Templar. 1/1 attack for our Protoss. +1 upgrades for our Hydras on the Zerg. I think if Light successfully establishes this 4th base, because this 3rd base he got up pretty easily, Zerg's going to be in a bit of trouble. He's got some lurkers now, so pretty safe, but he's only really a 4-basing Zerg. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if he's going to come up against a 4-basing Protoss, the maths will tell us that he cannot win on that premise. And he's not making mutas, he's getting cracklings. That means that Templars are going to come into their own, for sure. Just sending a Zealotous check that Zerg doesn't have this position. Cannons are coming up here. There's no movement of any of his units out on the map. In fact, Protoss is enjoying unbelievable map control. Take a little bit wider view on things here. Looks like he's planning to move his army out. He's going to converge. I always hate engaging on Polypoid on this position. It's just... it's awkward. Looks like Light's just posturing to control the map. Doesn't necessarily want to engage at this stage. Maybe he wants to just deny the space. Probably get the drone. Does. Gonna get this drone as well. Bit frustrating for Zerg. So this part of the map on Poly, it's quite a narrow position. Very, very difficult to engage effectively, and also very, very easy to be flanked. But I think Light probably reckons he has the numbers to make the engagement worthwhile. A nice storm as well. Trying to get some good visibility on this fight. Does he continue to move forward? Oh! The Dark Swarm has arrived already. Wow! Oopsie, sorry about that. The old hand slipped. The fateful sound of an observer dying, and Protoss having to retreat because he can no longer see his opponent's locus. So reinforcements have arrived. High Templar picked off there nicely. There are some reinforcing High Templars on the way. Oh, loses 2 High Templars for free there. That was a bit sloppy from Light. Just confirming that Protoss doesn't have the space for that Ling. Nicely done. He's looking at taking a 5th base here. Cancelled it though. 2-1. The Protoss units now. 2-1 on the Hydras as well. The Defilers are definitely going to be a difference maker in the game, and these Cracklings are also. Hide it up quite nicely though. Nice macro game this. Pretty solid play from both players. Not top level, certainly some mistakes being made. Once again, a couple of High Templars kind of being left in isolation and then consolidated into Archons. Decent storm. Is this position, which is the newest established base that he wants to pressure? I wouldn't go here with all these sunkens. That looks terrifyingly bad. But possibly here is where it's at. Does again pick up 2 stray High Templars. Babysitting High Templars. It's like a full-time job for Protoss players. So he's going to be retreating here in a conga line fashion. Going to lose another High Templar. This has really been a bad phase of the game for Light. And a really good phase for Absolute. He's established a new base, had some really good trades. And yeah, I think he's doing really very well. Of course, they're still earning their money a little. It's Absolute paying at 400 APM at this stage of the game. Damn, man. It's a lot of Lings in this composition, which makes the lack of storm and the number of dragoons in this Protoss army really suboptimal. In fact, Zerg is now ahead in supply for the first time, and this game is definitely swinging the other way. Ah. So the DT has been dropped here. I did hear him hacking away at something. I wasn't sure what it was. Does eventually get cleaned up. Oh, a nice little storm drop as well. He picked up a decent whack of drones there. So, bit of econ damage from Protoss to try and stem the tide. I like this DT on the ramp. It's a good touch. Gets himself plagued for his trouble. These 4 cannons I don't think are going to trouble upgraded 3-2 Hydras very much, so I'll chew through them pretty quick. Always the lurker on the ramp, man. Always the lurker on the ramp. This Nexus will probably go down. Definitely will go down. So an attempt to establish another base, thwarted by our Zerg. I think he's going to have to transfer some workers elsewhere if he doesn't want to lose all of them. We'll tidy up the Hydras, but loss of that base, as well as some other trades having not gone very well. Definitely another very strong play by Zerg. Ooh, got a fair few High Templars chilling here. Got the energy upgrade as well. I think on this current base count, and with the upgrades being where they are, I think Zerg is happy to just keep on and on engaging. Every time Protoss engages, Zerg overtakes in supply. Which is telling me that Zerg's units have scaled pretty well. Trying to run back here to the newly, not yet re-established 5th base. I think Zerg is going to overrun Protoss in this game, unfortunately. Just too much economic power, not enough to hold. The probes have come back very reassured that they'll be fine. (116) plays 110. He's got plenty more units he can be sending though. I'm sure he will do that soon enough. His lurkers are well placed as well. Going to limit the movement. But he identifies that that's going to happen, so moves off the square. Going to try and use the links to get up on the ramp, but Protoss is kind of waiting for that. There's so much Zerg though. He's kind of looking at pressuring this position, or potentially flanking, because a lot of the units are coming down. He's abandoned this post. And so he's just kind of gone, alright, well, you seem to have given up on that spot. I think this is going to be one last hurrah from Light. Oh, another Dark Swarm. I think in terms, Absolute definitely took a few really good fights in the middle of the game, and I think that turned it for him. Killing this base was a real game changer, and establishing the number of bases that he has without really losing any is how he managed to turn this game around and win. I think that this is just a temporary nuisance. He will tidy up these zealots in no time at all. He will send his massive forces around here and probably just kill what little money our Protoss has left. So he's got a bit going here, a little bit here, but he cannot establish a new base. And without establishing a new base, he really doesn't have much of a chance, I'm afraid. Converging from the top and the bottom. I mean, enough Protoss to kind of tidy this up, but I think Zerg is looking to be Bit more strategic with the engagements. Oh no. Not one at a time, lads. I think Zerg just needs to consolidate all his units. And then send them all. That's it. So light taps out. Just couldn't see a world where we'd be able to establish a new base. Couldn't kill another base of our Zerg. So decent game. It was a forge opening. Lots of early lings. I thought Absolute sacrificed heaps of economic power in the beginning and fell behind. But managed to claw back with a few really good High Templar pickoffs and some good fights in the middle, some good expansion. Wrestled back map control and slowly squeezed the life out of Protoss. Pretty solid game, that enjoyable. I'm having fun being back. And like I said, if you've stuck with me this far, please do let me know the kinds of games you want to be seeing going forward. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you soon.